If you're over 60, what I'm about to reveal could be the difference between a peaceful life and years of suffering with prostate problems. Many men are making the same mistakes every day without realizing they are literally destroying their prostate. I'm Dr. Sarah, and with over 20 years of experience as a men's health specialist, I have seen this firsthand. In my practice, I've treated hundreds of men who came to me desperate, some even with urinary retention, simply because they ignored these common habits for years. But I've also seen men in their 80s living without any prostate discomfort, precisely because they made simple changes in time. Today, I'm going to reveal the 10 most dangerous habits that may be silently enlarging your prostate. Subscribe now, because this is crucial information that often gets overlooked during a standard doctor's visit. One of these habits is so common, you are probably doing it right now without imagining the damage it causes. The science behind this is clear, and protecting your health is simpler than you think. Now, let me start with what might surprise you most. The number one mistake I see in my practice isn't what men are doing, it's what they're not doing. And it begins with something as simple as the glass of water sitting next to you right now. I want to share Robert's story with you. Robert is 68, a retired teacher from Pennsylvania who came to me already working well with his urologist. What Robert wanted was to understand why he was still waking up 3 times every night, despite following his doctor's treatment plan perfectly. I coordinated with Robert's medical team, and together we discovered something that changed everything. Robert had been doing exactly what many men do, drinking less water during the day, thinking this would help him sleep through the night. Within 2 weeks of changing this one habit, along with 3 others I'll share today, Robert noticed he was sleeping better and feeling more comfortable during the day. His urologist was pleased with the progress. Today, Robert continues both his medical care and these natural approaches, feeling more in control of his health than he has in years. Here's what I've learned from working with hundreds of men like Robert. Your prostate health isn't determined by one dramatic moment or medical crisis. It's shaped by small, daily choices that either support your body's natural wisdom or work against it. Think of your urinary system like a well-maintained plumbing system in your home. As we age, the pipes naturally change. This is completely normal. But certain daily habits can create pressure, blockages, and inflammation that make everything work harder than it needs to. The wonderful thing is, we can support this natural process with simple changes that work with your body, not against it. Let me walk you through the most important habits to understand, starting with the foundation that affects everything else. The foundation: water and movement. The first habit I need to address is dehydration, but not in the way you might think. Robert's story isn't unique. I work with men who tell me, "Dr. Sarah, I stopped drinking water after 6 p.m. so I won't wake up at night." This creates the exact opposite of what we want. When you don't drink enough water throughout the day, your urine becomes concentrated like syrup instead of clear water flowing through your plumbing system. This concentrated urine irritates both your bladder and prostate, creating inflammation and discomfort. Research from respected medical institutions shows that proper hydration actually helps reduce nighttime urination in many men over 60. In my practice, when patients use this approach with their doctor's knowledge, they often tell me they feel less urgency during the day and, surprisingly, many sleep better at night. The science is encouraging, and the real-world results speak for themselves. The second foundation habit connects directly to the first: prolonged sitting. I understand after decades of working, retirement often means more time in your favorite chair, and that feels well-deserved. But here's what happens when we sit for hours without moving. Your plumbing system relies on good circulation to function properly. Sitting for long periods reduces blood flow to your pelvic area, like partially closing a valve in your home's plumbing. This creates stagnation and pressure exactly where you don't want it around your prostate. Research from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine shows that just 30 minutes of gentle walking each day not only improves sleep quality by 36, but also helps reduce urinary symptoms. This is evidence that movement during the day brings calm at night. I'd love to hear about your experience with daily movement. Have you found approaches that work well alongside your medical care? Share your story in the comments. The inflammation connection. What you eat matters more than you think. Now that we understand the foundation, let's examine how your daily food choices create either inflammation or healing in your body. This is where many men unknowingly make their prostate work much harder. Your body's inflammatory response works like a small fire that's meant to heal and protect. But certain foods and drinks act like gasoline on this fire, creating chronic, low-level inflammation throughout your body, including around your prostate. The third habit I see causing problems is excess caffeine, especially from multiple cups of coffee throughout the day. I'm not asking you to give up your morning coffee. I understand how important that ritual is. But here's what happens when caffeine builds up in your system. Caffeine causes your bladder muscles to contract more frequently and with more force. It's like turning up the pressure in your plumbing system. For men with already sensitive prostates, this extra pressure creates urgency and discomfort. Many of my patients tell me that switching their afternoon coffee to herbal tea made a noticeable difference within days. The fourth habit involves spicy and heavily processed foods. I work with men who love their favorite hot sauce or enjoy convenient frozen meals, and I never ask anyone to completely eliminate foods they enjoy. But understanding how these foods affect your prostate helps you make informed choices. Spicy foods and heavily processed meals contain compounds that can irritate your urinary tract directly. More importantly, processed foods are loaded with preservatives and additives that fuel that inflammatory fire I mentioned. Your body treats these artificial ingredients as invaders, ramping up inflammation throughout your system. Research from the Journal of Inflammation Research, conducted at Isfahan University of Medical Sciences, shows that reducing inflammatory foods while adding anti-inflammatory options can significantly decrease inflammation markers in the body. When patients discuss these dietary changes with their doctors, we often see improvements in comfort and overall well-being. The fifth habit connects to this same inflammatory process: consuming too much red meat, especially processed meats like bacon, sausage, and deli meats. I'm not suggesting you become vegetarian, but here's what the science tells us. Red meat, particularly processed varieties, promotes inflammation throughout your body. Think of inflammation as that persistent fire. Processed meats are like adding kindling every single day. Natural foods like fruits, vegetables, and herbs like ginger act like water, helping cool that inflammatory fire. Studies reviewed by the National Institutes of Health show that ginger has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Many of my patients find that adding fresh ginger to tea or meals alongside their medical care helps them feel more comfortable overall. What questions would you ask your doctor about adding anti-inflammatory foods to your routine? Comment below your questions. Help me create better content for our community. The direct impact habits. Some habits affect your prostate immediately and directly. Understanding these helps you avoid unnecessary stress on an already sensitive area. The sixth habit is holding your urine when you feel the urge to go. I understand the reasoning. You're in the middle of something important, or you want to avoid using a public restroom, but here's the mechanical reality. When you hold urine, you create direct pressure on your prostate gland. Your plumbing system is designed for regular, gentle flow. Holding urine is like repeatedly closing and opening a valve under pressure. It creates strain on all the surrounding tissues. The seventh habit I need to address is smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke. Data from Mayo Clinic shows that quitting smoking can reduce inflammation markers by up to 30 within just 12 weeks in older adults. This isn't just about lung health, it's about circulation to every part of your body, including your prostate. Smoking reduces blood flow to your pelvic area, essentially starving your prostate of the oxygen and nutrients it needs to stay healthy. If you're working on quitting, this is another powerful reason to stay committed to that goal. The eighth habit is avoiding regular medical checkups. I see men who tell me, I feel fine, so I don't need to see the doctor. This thinking prevents early detection and management of changes that could be addressed simply if caught early. Your doctor can detect changes in your prostate before you feel symptoms. Early intervention, whether through medication, lifestyle changes, or other treatments, is always more effective and less invasive than waiting until problems become severe. The big picture: weight and stress. Now let's connect everything together. The final two habits create the background conditions that make all the others more problematic. Excess belly fat isn't just about appearance or general health, it's actively working against your prostate. Belly fat acts like a factory producing inflammatory compounds that circulate throughout your body. Research from the European Association of Urology confirms that losing just 57 of body weight can reduce nighttime urination by up to 28. This is a significant, measurable improvement. The 10th and most important habit is failing to manage chronic stress. Chronic stress, through the hormone cortisol, continuously pours fuel on that inflammatory fire we've been discussing. Stress also tightens the muscles in your pelvic area, creating additional pressure around your prostate and restricting blood flow. When stress and excess weight combine, they create a cycle where inflammation breeds more inflammation. But here's the empowering truth. This cycle can be broken with gentle, consistent changes. Your 7-day action plan understanding is the first step, but action creates results. Here's a simple plan to start supporting your prostate health today, designed to work alongside your medical care. Days 12, focus on the foundation. Carry a water bottle and sip throughout the day. Aim for pale yellow urine as your guide. Set a gentle reminder to stand and move for 5 minutes every hour. These aren't dramatic changes, but they begin shifting your body toward better circulation and less irritation. Days 34, address inflammation through food. Try replacing one processed meal with fresh ingredients. Swap your afternoon coffee for ginger tea or chamomile tea. One man in our community shared that chamomile tea before bed helped him sleep through the night without waking. This simple change could work for you too. Days 57. Focus on restoration and healing. Spend 10 minutes before bed doing slow, deep breathing to reduce cortisol levels. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice helps shift your nervous system toward healing and away from stress. Most importantly, schedule time to discuss these approaches with your doctor. Ask them, I'm learning about lifestyle changes that might support my prostate health. Based on my medical history, which of these changes would be safest and most beneficial for me? Remember, you're not alone in this journey. You have knowledge, you have a plan, and you have the ability to take control of your health through small, daily choices. Your prostate doesn't have to be a source of constant worry. It can be part of a body that serves you well for many years to come. Every choice you make, every glass of water you drink, every 5-minute walk you take, every moment you choose calmness over stress is an investment in your long-term comfort and confidence. The research supports these approaches. Your doctors can guide their safe implementation, and your body has the wisdom to respond positively when given the right support. Start with one small change today. Your future self will thank you for taking this step toward better health and greater peace of mind. If this evidence-based approach resonates with you, please subscribe for more practical wellness education that honors your relationship with your healthcare provider. Share this with someone who values both natural wellness and medical expertise together. We can help more men take control of their prostate health through informed, supported choices.